Tartary. The poem is written by Walter de la Mare. Okay. So Tartary is the historical name of a region of indefinite extent in East Europe and Central Asia. The name brings to mind a fabulous place of legendary monarchs. Now, before proceeding, let us know who are legendary monarchs. So, legendary monarchs are rulers from mythology, historical traditions whose stories are often told to us with fantastical elements and heroic deeds. Like their achievements, their good deeds are told to people nowadays as well. How wisely they fought for the people, what all good they did to the people, right? Nowadays, also, their stories are told to us through books. The stories are narrated to children now to tell them how our brave kings fought for us, what all good they did, right? So, these people are legendary monarchs. Then, in this poem, Tartary seems to be a land of dreams and happiness. Now, here, the poet is imagining a land which is an imaginary land, and he describes himself the ruler of this land with all the beautiful sights he wants here, with all the dreamy beauty and happiness he wants in his land. Okay, so let's start with the poem. If I were the lord of Tartary, myself and me alone, my bed should be of ivory, of beaten gold my throne, and in my court should peacocks flaunt, and in my forest tigers haunt, and in my pools great fishes land their fins athwart the sun. Now here in this stanza, the poet says that if I were the lord of Tartary, if I were the king of the Tartary, my bed should be of ivory, my throne should be of beaten gold, and in my court, the peacocks would flaunt their beautiful feathers. The peacocks would show off the beauty to everyone because peacocks are the symbol of beauty. And he wants beauty all over his palace. So he wants that peacocks should be roaming all over his palace, showing their beauty, right? And his forest should be haunted by tigers because earlier tigers was a symbol for king's bravery, right? Right. So he wants his forest to be haunted by tigers. In his pools, he wants great fishes that would turn their fins away from the sun. Whenever they will show their fins, the fins of the fish are shining in sunlight just like gold. Okay, so the poet imagines himself as the ruler of an imaginary land which is called Tartary, and he describes the kind of life, the kind of lavish life he wants as the king of that place. Okay, now let's see the next paragraph. If I were the lord of Tartary, trumpeters every day to every meal would summon me, and in my courtyard bray, and in the evening lamps would shine, yellow as honey, red as wine, while harp and flute and mandolin made music sweet and gay. So in this stanza, now the poet is saying that if I were the lord of Tartary, if I were the king of Tartary, I would myself to be summoned to every meal by the trumpeters. Who are the trumpeters? The people who play trumpet, and while playing trumpet, they are announcing the meal for that day. Okay. Now he wants the trumpeters should summon him by making loud sounds with their trumpets in his courtyard. And then in the evening he wants the lamps. The evening lamps should shine, should glow as yellow as honey and red as wine. All over he wants in his palace red and yellow lamps glowing, right? So that his palace should look as beautiful as anything. Then at the same time his want musical instruments such as the harp, the flute and mandolin should play and make the music sweet and make the environment sweet with happy and melodious music. The poet continues his imaginative and adventurous description of this land that he imagines himself ruling there. Okay. Now the third stanza. If I were the lord of Tartary, I would wear a robe of beads, white and gold and green they would be, and clustered thick as seeds. And ears should wane the morning star. I had donned my rom and scimitar, and zebras seven should draw my car through Tartary's dark glades, lord of the fruits of Tartary. Now he says here in the stanza, if I were the lord of Tartary, if I were the king of Tartary, I want to wear a robe of beads that are colored white, gold, and green. What is a robe? Which the kings wear, long gown, okay, till the feet. Then he wants his robe to be of beads and that are colored white, gold, and green and clustered thick as seeds. Like he wants the beads should be placed very close to each other, just like seeds. Okay, so he would wear his, and then he wants that he should wear his robe and take his sharp sword before the waning of the morning star. Okay, now one should wane the morning star means he wants very early in the morning. So very early in the morning he wants to get ready with his robe and his semi star or short curved sword. Okay, with his sharp sword. Then he also wants to go in the valley in his carriage drawn by seven zebras. Okay. Now seven, if his carriage would be drawn by seven zebras, it will be like as if some royal carriage is coming, a royal person is coming, which is drawn by seven zebras. Okay. Something, a royal, as if a royal procession is happening. Okay. Then through Tartary, dark glades, lord of the fruits of Tartary. Through dark glades and through the dark forests, okay, of the Tartary. He says that the lord of the fruits of Tartary. The poet describes the fineries and adventures he wants as Tartary's ruler. Okay. Now the next stanza, the last one. Her river silver pale, lord of the hills of Tartary, gleam thicket, wood and dale. Her flashing stars, her scented breeze, her trembling lakes like foamless seas, her bird delighting citron trees in every purple vale. Now here in the last stanza, he says, if I were the lord of the fruits of Tartary and I have pale silver rivers, okay, and he wants pale silver rivers there. He imagines himself not only the lord of the hills of Tartary but also its bushes, forests, and valleys. He says, I am not only the lord of the place, lord of the king of the place. I want to be the lord of the hills of the Tartary, the valleys, the bushes, the forests, uh, of hills, everything. Okay. He talks about Tatri's flashing stars. It's scented breeze. Scented means khushbudar. It's scented breeze. Khushbudar hawa. Okay. It's lake that look like foamless seas. There is no foam, very clear seas, and its citron trees that delight birds in every purple valley. The citron trees, the birds are delighted to sit there in on those trees. So the poet describes Tartary and its natural beauty and asserts that he wants to rule all over everything. He wants to be the lord of the place. He wants to be the lord of the hills, the lord of the bushes, forests, valleys, the flashing stars, the scented breeze, even. Okay, he wants to rule all over everything. Now let's see here. Glade means a deep, narrow valley. Then thicket, bushes or small trees growing closely together. That dale is a valley, vale is a valley. Okay. So here, if I conclude in two lines, I would say that the poet is taking us on a beautiful journey through his imagination. He imagines himself as the ruler of the Tartary and also describes so beautiful things, a lavish lifestyle which he wants in his court, and the adventures he would have while staying there, while ruling there. This shows us the proper imagination can also take us to wonderful places. Our dreams can take us to wonderful places. Okay. So here we come to the end of the poem, and I will post this exercise in the next video. Thank you.